Hello, everybody. Jim Coyle with Indiana Sports Beat Radio coming to you from courtside here at the Simon Scott Assembly Hall, where tonight Indiana wrapped up their exhibition season with their second outing. Tonight it was against Marian, and ironically, and could not have planned it any better, against the Knights as a celebration of Bob Knight also went on. There was a tribute video early on, several things recognizing Coach Knight, a long moment of silence, not only here but over at Armstrong Stadium where Indiana was playing soccer in the Big Ten tournament, saluting Bob Knight there as well. So there was a lot of mixed emotions here tonight at Simon Scott Assembly Hall. But Indiana as a team, a much better outing in their second effort here as they took on this Marian team that was much smaller, pretty quick. And Marian would hit 9 of 20 3-point shots in this first half, but don't let that fool you. They could not do anything on the inside. They were 2 of 10 in that area, and Indiana was just putting a defensive blanket. They play defense from the word go. They forced 2 or 3 shot clock violations on Marian and almost had a couple of others. They forced, I believe, 15 turnovers for the game. So Indiana's defense markedly better from start to finish in this game tonight. They were leading at the half 49-35, although that Marian was 9 of 20 from behind the three-point line. Malik Renew led the way in that first half with 12 points on 4 of 5 shooting. He was 2 of 2 from behind the arc and 2 of 2 at the free throw line. So Malik Renew looking very smooth shooting those long-range shots, I will say as well. While Marian was hitting those threes, they weren't getting it done on the inside. Indiana was scoring all along the 2-point variety. They shot 56%, I think, in the first half. They would finish at 58% for the game. But Renew would get help in the second half. Kel'el Ware takes over again, just like he did in the game against UIndy. He had 15 second half points tonight. Just kind of went off. 6 of 8 field goals, 1 of 2 from behind the 3-point line, and 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Mackenzie Mbako, 9 points in the first half, 3 of 6 shooting, 1 of 2 behind the 3-point line, 2 of 2 at the free throw line. All 3 of those guys, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. They're shooting very important, as I'll get back to that. He had 6 more points in the second half. He finished with 15 points on the night, 5 of 8 overall, 3 of 4 from behind the 3-point line, and 2 of 2 at the free throw line. But those 3-pointers he was shooting, especially from the corner, man, they looked smooth. And if you listen to Indiana Sports Beat Radio earlier in the week, you heard Todd Leary say that he thinks that he is one of the best shooters Indiana has brought in a long time. And even though it was just a couple of shots, you could get an indication of what he was talking about. It looked very smooth. And speaking of those 3, Mackenzie Mbako, Kel'el Ware, and Malik Renew would combine to go 6 of 9 behind the 3-point line tonight. So think about that. That is something Indiana has not had. Those 3 big guys, well, Mackenzie's a wing, but to have your big guys be able to knock down 3-pointers like that, that is going to create havoc for defenses in this upcoming season. Malik Renew would finish with 14 points overall on 5 of 7 shooting from the field, 2 of 3 from behind the arc, 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Indiana would hold Marian to 0 for their last 8 field goal attempts, and in the second half, they would hold them 0 for 9 on 3-point attempts until there was about 3 minutes or less to go before they finally hit a 3-point shot. Even Caleb Banks was 2 of 4 from behind the 3-point line for Indiana. Some great minutes from him again. Just what you saw last year. When he got in, he made the most of his minutes. A lot of hustling plays. He was all over the place. When that ball was up, he was around it. Coming off of an injury. So Indiana just looked a lot better tonight. They looked a lot more athletic. They looked a lot more cohesive offensively, but definitely the defense was there from the start, and that is something that I said after the last game, they're going to have to do. You can't start playing at halftime, which they did in the last game against University of Indy. So tonight, Indiana knocks off Marian, the Knights, The final score there is 94-61. So Indiana will now go into the regular season with these games under their belt, looking a lot better. But when the season actually gets started, we'll get a much better indication, because it gets real fast for Indiana, as we've talked about. They've got games against UConn, potentially Texas, and of course against Kansas coming up early in the season. But if they can continue to improve like they did from the last game to this game, it's going to be a fun season for Indiana Hoosier fans. That's going to wrap it up from here at the Simon Scott Assembly Hall. I'm Jim Coyle with Indiana Sports Beat Radio. I'll be back tomorrow as Indiana takes on Wisconsin just across the way at Memorial Stadium. Until then, I'm Jim Coyle. I will see you on the radio.